Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to this morning's sitting. Clerk, start us off.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
We have several papers to be laid down. I start with the one to be laid by Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Leader of Majority. Kindly come forward and present that paper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Wednesday, 8th October 2025. Number 1, request for County Assembly's approval of MACHAKOS County Executive's short-term borrowing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. That particular paper is hereby committed to the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee. Next paper is to be laid by Honorable Daniel Muindi, Chairperson, Water and Irrigation Committee. Honorable Muindi, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Wednesday, 8th October 2025. 2, report of the Water and Irrigation Committee on the performance of the Department of Water and Irrigation for the year 2022-2023. 3, report of the Water and Irrigation Committee on the performance of the Department of Water and Irrigation for the year 2023-2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Daniel Muindi, Chairperson, Water and Irrigation Committee, to come forward and give notices of motion.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Yes, sir. Granted.
Madam Speaker, we don't have a quorum for the session.
I request the clerk to confirm quorum. There is quorum, members, we proceed.
Madam Speaker, point of order. Madam Speaker, unless my mathematics serves me wrong, we are 17 members, unless the quorum has changed from that to a different figure.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. I think, Madam Speaker, you have made a ruling on the question of quorum. So I think we need to proceed. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Just seeking clarity on the same. If it has changed, maybe you can inform us. But as it stands, we are 17.
The clerk has advised me there is quorum.
The clerk is misleading the House, Madam Speaker. We are 17.
He's the one who I am supposed to listen to.
We are 17, Madam Speaker. No, we are 17. You can count. And it's wrong for the clerk to mislead the Speaker, Madam Speaker. We are 17. Unless the standing orders have changed. We are 17. That is a fact, Madam Speaker. And it's wrong for the table clerk to mislead you. Very wrong.
Call it misleading, please.
She has misled you. We are 17.
Honorable, have you?
Some misinformation.
Have a seat. Take your seat.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, please. Madam Speaker, the issue of quorum was raised by one minority leader. And unless we agree to proceed having no quorum, surely we are 17. And Madam Speaker, you have said, Madam Speaker, you have said it is the clerk who should tell you whether there is quorum.
You can't speak, the both of us.
Okay.
Remember, yeah. I said had been advised by my clerk, and every day I'm advised by my clerk. But if you feel there is no quorum, we can ask the bell to be rung for 10 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I wish to inform you that the clerk, after a session is already ongoing, cannot raise and advise you on quorum matters. It is only members in the plenary, as per our standing orders and the constitution of this country, that can inform the Speaker there is no quorum. And Madam Speaker, let us be very honest and true to ourselves. We will set a precedence that will come to bite us. Let us to stick with the procedures that guide this house. We don't have quorum, and the only person who can inform you there is no quorum when the session is on is honorable members. I stand guided, Madam Speaker.
I have said the bell to be rung for 8 minutes. Honorable members, we have consulted the law, as of course, you know, that is what guides us. And in a situation like this one, and when the bell is rung for 8 minutes, understanding order number 32, and the quorum is you have achieved the quorum, isn't it? Yes. So I was making some announcement, but I think overtaken now. Let's proceed. Let's proceed with work. Honorable Daniel Moindi, you are on your feet. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 190, Sub-Article 5, this House adopts the report of the Water and Irrigation Committee on the performance of the Department of Water and Irrigation for the year 2022-2023, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 8th October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
2024. Oh, is my paper different? Sorry? Is mine different? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, all right. All right. Next order. Sorry? Oh, there are two. Honorable Moindi, there's another one. Proceed with the second notice of motion. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give the notice of the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 190, Sub-Article 5, this House adopts the report of the Water and Irrigation Committee on the performance of the Department of Water and Irrigation for the year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 8th October 2025, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
We have several statements, responses rather, to statements. The first one is by, it was sought by Honorable Paul Wambua on status of 10 ECD classes, centers. And Honorable Anastasia Mutevu is the one to respond. I invite Honorable Anastasia to come forward, make that presentation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Anastasia Mutevu. I'm nominated to this House by Wiper Patriotic Front and the Chair of Education Committee. Honorable Speaker, on Tuesday, 5th August 2025, during morning plenary sitting, Honorable Paul Wambua sought a statement on the status of 10 ECD centers in his ward. Honorable Speaker, in response to the above statement, the committee requested information from the Chief Officer Education and ECD Services, and the department responded via a letter dated 13th August 2025 as follows. 1. The current status of infrastructure in the 10 mentioned ECD centers in Kibaoni Ward is captured in the attached statement, and the measures of the county government is taking to the measures the county government is taking to renovate them. Response A, the said classes, which include Ndwango, Kitetini, Ikuni, Kilala, Mutula, Mudei, Kenze, Kikumini, Kivalani, and Kadhiani are not in good condition and hence need renovation. Their status vary with some affected by the aging infrastructure. A comprehensive report for the ECD Center will be available after engineer's assessment. B, the department will consider renovating the said classes when the budget is available. 2, when the county government plans to commence the construction of Chandwe ECD Center. The response is 1, the construction of Chandwe ECD Center will be done when the budget is available. Number 3, the steps the department is taking to ensure employment of ECD teachers within their financial year 2025-2026 in accordance with the staffing needs of Kibaoni Ward and the county at large. And the response is the department is in the process of implementing the schemes of service in phases. However, the department is aware of the dire need of the ECD teachers in Kibaoni and the whole county. The plan is, once we get enough budget, we shall consider to employ new teachers, and but not only in Kibaoni, but for the whole county. We have a Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. I know I'll be calling you shortly, but at this point, I wish to request Honorable Paul Wambua to state whether the response is satisfactory or not.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Chair Education. However, from the onset, I want to say that
Point of order granted.
Madam, I don't know, I must be guided, but the member, the way he has put the tie on his neck, it is unparliamentary. Please, he must dress up and then he can answer.
Madam Speaker, my tie is on. I don't know whether there is a standing order which specifies how someone should put on the tie. It only says that you need to have a tie on. And therefore, I deem myself to be properly dressed.
You are properly dressed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The standing order says you have to have a tie. They have not said how or where. But it has to be on the neck. And it is on the neck.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for supporting me. Madam Speaker, I was saying from the onset, I want to say that as a member of Kibaoni Ward, I am not satisfied with the report that has just been read. I am not satisfied, Madam Speaker, because it's now 3 years into this government, and Kibaoni has not received any form of development. I know the next statement is about VTCs, and Kibaoni has not received either a single classroom in the 3rd year of this administration. It has not received a centimeter or even a sewing machine for its VTC, which is only one. Madam Speaker, today I'm not partially. Today I'm completely not satisfied, Madam Speaker. In the presence of the director for ECD, when bursary checks were being issued, Madam Speaker, the people of Kibaoni made it clear that it's cheaper for them to have ECD teachers employed rather than having a budget directed to milk and beans and rice. Because, Madam Speaker, they incur costs to go and get these beans and rice wherever they are dropped. But the cost is higher, is lower than what they use to employ teachers, Madam Speaker. And it's not only Kibaoni. The other day, when the Finance Committee visited Cheleni has got only one ECD teacher, who is the coordinator for ECDs. It's injustice, Madam Speaker, to the children of this county, and we know that education begins from those early stages, and if we don't get it right at those early stages, then we'll be having we will be growing people who don't know what they are doing in the education sector, Madam Speaker. I don't know where we are headed, but for me, and I like to speak my mind, I would rather have classes built, I would rather have teachers employed, I would rather have a running VTC, which gives the youth of this county, the youth of Kibaoni, a chance to acquire lifelong skills, rather than investing in what we call MYS, which gives them short skills that cannot help them in their lifetime. I have examples of people who went for MYS last season, Madam Speaker, from Kibaoni, and they are still home. They are doing nothing. That was just a breeding zone, Madam Speaker, for our youth to mingle and know each other. I would rather that money be directed towards the
point of order, Madam Speaker.
The development of...
point of order, Madam Speaker.
On which standing order, Madam Speaker?
Finish.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, I think it's good for the member to stick to the main agenda. He has left everything now. He's talking about MYS, which I don't think was done in the statement. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I'm talking about MYS because it's part of that departmental budget. And if Kibaoni has to get real development from that...
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, can I be let to finish? I don't want information. She has already informed me.
I've just said, allow the member to finish.
Yeah, so Madam Speaker, we may defend the government as much as we want, but let me tell you, gentlemen and ladies, we are in this together. The other day, the majority whip was told to sit down in his own constituency. Madam Speaker, let's not sugarcoat. Let's tell this government the truth. If we want any meaningful development, if we want to be seen in good eyes, in good standing by the communities, Madam Speaker, let's not sugarcoat. Let's say things as they are. Madam Speaker, for me, it's unfortunate that for the last 3 years, I've not seen any development in Kibaoni ward from the Department of Education, Madam Speaker, and it's very unfair for the people of Kibaoni. It's very unfair. I know other regions, but I speak for Kibaoni. It's very unfair for the people of Kibaoni, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Member for Kibaoni, Paul Wambua, is not satisfied with the response on that statement, and therefore the statement is referred back to Education Committee to inquire and report to the House on or before 5th of November 2025. Thank you. I call upon Honorable Anastasia Mutevu once again to come forward and respond to another statement sought by Honorable Paul Wambua from Kibaoni Ward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. But just before I read the response for the VTCs, allow me to inform Honorable Don that the schemes of service for the ECD teachers, it has already landed in our committee, that we are scrutinizing it, and we are sure soon the ECD teachers will have a smile in this county. Madam Speaker, on Tuesday, 5th August, on 5th August 2025, during morning plenary sitting, Honorable Paul Wambua, MCA for Kibaoni Ward, sought a statement on the status of Muka and Kivalini Vocational Training Centers, VTCs. Honorable Speaker, in response to the statement, the committee requested information from the Chief Officer Education and ECD Services, and the department responded via a letter dated that 20th August 2025 as follows. The status of 2 vocational centers, namely Kivalani and Muka in Kibaoni Ward. The Department of Vocational Skills Training notes that the official name of Muka VTC is St. Joseph Kibaoni VTC, but not Muka VTC, as per the registration status with the TVETA. Kitulani Polytechnic referred to Kivalini VTC is not within the jurisdiction of Machakos County, nor is it in the list of VTCs devolved from the national government. Number 2, the specific intervention that the county government is undertaking to improve the infrastructure at Muka VTC, particularly the construction of classrooms, administration offices, and a dormitory block, as well as fencing of the institution. Response: the official name of Muka VTC is Kibaoni Ward. VTC in Kibaoni Ward is St. Joseph Kibaoni VTC. As per registration with TVETA, the county government acknowledges the infrastructure gaps highlighted. However, the department acknowledges the above project did not appear in the list of priority projects presented during the public participation at the ward level, and also not presented during the project realignment exercise. Thus has not been captured in this financial year. Number 3, the steps that have been taken to ensure the supply of adequate learning equipment and materials to facilitate effective training. Response: the Department of Vocational Skills has budgeted for capitation for all vocational training centers, which should be distributed per the number of trainees. The capitation monies are meant to cushion the cost of training materials and equipment. Number 4, the plans that are in place to ensure the facility is well staffed with qualified instructors and support personnel. The response is, currently, the county government has deployed one instructor at the institution, that is St. Joseph Kibaoni VTC. However, department intends to deploy more instructors, of which 2 will be deployed to the institution. Number 5, what the county government is doing to ensure the completion and operationalization of the Kivalini VTC, including timelines of resumption of construction and full commissioning. And the response is, Katulani Polytechnic is currently under the jurisdiction of Machakos County government and is not in the official list of VTCs devolved from the national government. The county government will access the institution to ascertain whether it meets TVETA and NITA registration and accreditation standards. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I invite Honorable Paul Wambua to state whether the response is satisfactory.
Thank you once more, Madam Speaker. I will start by getting surprised at the Chair Education, who says that after 3 years and into the second quarter of the third year, that we are still working on schemes of service. I'm not sure you are aware that the teachers that were employed by the county government were employed in either 2013 or 2014 and have not received a single increment in their salaries ever since. That, Madam Speaker, is suicidal. I'll still repeat what I've said, that the injustices being meted on the people of Kibaoni by this department are out of proportion, Madam Speaker. Same as ECDE, Kibaoni has only one running VTC. But that one VTC, I remember in 2022 when Chief Officer Mwako was in education, he sent officers to the ground. I talked to him, he sent officers to the ground, and they say they were doing something. Now, in 2025, they are saying they are still setting a budget for the institution. Madam Speaker, we can say as much as we want. We can blame our youth for getting into drugs and other meaningless things. But what are we doing to make our youth useful in this community? What are we doing to develop the careers of our youth? And especially here, I'm talking about Kibaoni. Our VTC is only one, like a child's tooth. But that one has only one teacher, one instructor, who is currently on maternity leave. And we are here being told the capitation is coming. The VTC has three students. And these three, we got them from the community to bring them. Some are sponsored by ourselves to study in that institution. But now, how will they study when there is only one instructor, Madam Speaker? What capitation will they get if there are only three? Assuming the county gives 1,000, that is 3,000. How will it help the institution? Madam Speaker, I think what happens in the education department borders on total incompetence and negligence of the youth of this county, Madam Speaker. There is Kivalani VTC, which, as per the department, does not lie within their jurisdiction, Madam Speaker. This is a project that was started way before devolution. And the project was started by the then MP, Honorable Daniel Mwoki. But after devolution, the institution, therefore, should have reverted to the county government, because VTC education is a duty, is something that should need to be done by the county government. Therefore, saying that it's not within our jurisdiction, it was not registered, it's not complete. The people of Kibaoni want it complete and running. If it's to register it, it should be registered by the county government of Machakos. So let's not say that it's not within our jurisdiction, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I will repeat what I've said, that the people of Kibaoni will demand that instead of taking 500 youth to train as, I don't know, paramilitary or what, let that budget be used to develop this VTC so that the people, those children, can learn within Kibaoni ward and get meaningful skills, Madam Speaker. We are in our second last budget, and it's actually the last budget, because next year everything switches to campaign mode. And I'll still repeat to this house that today Wambua is talking about the education of Kibaoni. And there are people who will also want to come to campaign in Kibaoni. Those are the hard questions that will be asked. And I'm just preparing, including myself, though we were advised to do our work in the assembly because our work is oversight, and I think I'm doing it 100%. Those questions, those hard questions will be asked. And I want us to cushion every elected member, myself, all the way to the governor, from these hard questions of we have not done, we have not done. We have not done and we have not done. I would rather do proper surgery on my skin rather than do plastic surgery. And proper surgery here is having those VTCs, those ECDs running with teachers employed, rather than plastic surgery, which is MIS. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Are you satisfied? No, satisfied.
Of course not, Madam Speaker. After 3 budgets and Kibaoni has not gotten a shilling in development, how can I be satisfied, Madam Speaker? I actually, my head, I'm getting a headache from that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I'm sorry about that, Honorable Member. Okay. Before I deal with this statement that has just been responded to, Honorable Anastasia, I want to advise you the issue you have introduced for schemes of service, the information that you mentioned while you are dealing with VCT response, kindly include it in the report that you are supposed to present to this assembly on or before 5th of October. Because when you just stated off the cuff, it doesn't find itself in the records. So put it in the records, present it that time when you're bringing that report that I have sent the statement back to you, please. Back now to this present response. The member for Kibaoni is not satisfied with this response. I have listened to his concerns, and I want to request the Committee of Education under the leadership of Honorable Anastasia Mutevu to give this matter special attention, make thorough inquiry into all those concerns that he has raised, and bring to this House a report on or before 5th November 2025. And it has to be thorough inquiry so that we understand where is the problem. How come for 3 years nothing is happening in that particular ward? Thank you, members. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of climate change departmental performance for the financial year 2023-2024.
May I invite Honorable Frederick Kitetu, Chairperson, Environment and Natural Resources, to come forward and present that motion. Honorable Kitetu, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Frederick Kitetu is my name, MCA Kombe Ward, and also the Chairperson, Environment and Natural Resource Committee. Approval of report on climate change, departmental performance for the year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that pursuant to Standing Order 195, this House adopts the report of the Environment and Natural Resource Committee on the performance of the Department of Climate Change for the year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7 October 2025. Let me call upon Honorable Catherine Chair, who is also my Vice Chair, to second my motion.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Catherine Chair. Thank you, Honorable Member. I now propose the question that pursuant to Standing Order 190, Suborder 5, this House adopts the report of the Environment and Natural Resources Committee on the performance of the Department of Climate Change for the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 7th of October 2025. Before I invite members to debate this motion, I would like to request the mover to highlight on the report, then we can move and debate it. Honorable Kitetu, please take us through the Honorable Chair, you are the one to take us through the highlights. You are highly welcome.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Catherine Che from Waipa Patriotic Front, and I'm the Vice Chair of this committee, and I'm holding a brief for my Chair, Honorable Kitetu. Madam Speaker, I start with the... Okay, thank you. Madam Speaker, I would like to lead the report, and I start with the implementation of Climate Change Action Plan. Honorable Speaker.
Which page is that?
2.
Page 2?
Yes.
Page 2. Proceed.
I'll start with the content of the report. Financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, the department was allocated a total budget of 335,400,000. The department was allocated a total budget of 335,400,000 shillings for the year under review, broken down as follows. 1 million, Roman 1. The allocation was as follows. Number 1, county contribution, 182 million. Number 2, County Climate Change Resilience Investment, CCRI, grant. The budget was implemented as outlined before. First quarter. During the first quarter, the department has successfully implemented the following programs. 1, training and capacity building, sensitization of the Assembly Committee on Delegated Legislation and county staff at a cost of 2.1,304,200 shillings. 2, hospitality services, hire of catering services in support of sensitization program at a cost of 3,004,500 shillings. 3, specialized training, 2 officers training on urban climate resilience at a cost of 176,800 shillings. 5, participation in the climate summit, 7 officers from the climate change department attended at a cost of 6,777 shillings. Participation in the climate summit, 7 officers from the climate change department attended at a cost of 6,777 shillings. PCRA action plan review, 4 officers participated in the review exercise at a cost of 392 shillings. Second, Roman 3.2, second and third quarters. During the second and the third quarter of the financial year, the department did not receive funding under the CSRI, and as such, no major activities were implemented with this framework. Roman 3.3, fourth quarter. Training and capacity building. 10. In the final of the financial year, the department implemented the following programs. 1, training of trainers. Thoughts for Ward Climate Committee were trained across all 40 wards at a cost of 4,366,000. Consequently, 40 Ward Climate Change Committee were fully trained and climate change proposal was subsequently delivered to the department. 11, staff capacity building. 23 members of staff received training at amount of 2.6 million. 3.4, county County Climate Change Resilience Investment Grant, CCRI, Project Development Project 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, according to the report forward to the County Assembly, the county government under the Climate Change Resilience Investment CCRI and achieved the following the year under the review. Irrigation project. 1. The construction of Nduluni Irrigation Well in Kinani Ward, Mavoko Sub-County commenced on 6th May 2024 in the expected completion date of 31st August 2024. The project was allocated 6.4 million with a contract sum of 6,1,333,790. As at time of reporting, actual expenditure stood at 5,309,350 shillings. The project, which is benefiting 600 residents, is on track and works ongoing. 14. The Miu Mwala irrigation well in Mwala Makutano Ward, Mwala Sub-County, also commenced on 6th May 2024 with a completion target of 31st August 2024. The budget allocation was 8.9 million, while the contract sum was 9.9 million, 8.9 million 533 shillings. An expenditure allocation was 8.9 million, while the contract sum, an expenditure of 7.6 million 203 shillings 210 has been incurred to date, with the project already benefiting 4,500 residents. Works ongoing, the project remains on course. 15. In Katangi Ward, Yata Sub-County, the Mwitasiano Irrigation Well project also began 6th May 2024. The project was allocated 14 million with a contract sum of 12,432,730. Actual expenditure has reached 7,342,500. The project is serving 2,000 beneficiaries. Works are on schedule. The project is progressing well. Number 16, the Kisiki Irrigation Well in Dalani Ward, Yata Sub-County, equally commenced on 6th May 2024 with a allocation of 8.9 million. The contract stands at 6.4 million 7 shillings, with actual expenditure of 2.4 million 214,130. The project set to benefit 3,400 residents in ongoing and on track. Number 17, the Kawauni Irrigation Well in Kangundo North, Kangundo Sub-County was allocated 9 million with a contract of 7.2 million 602,041 shillings. However, no expenditure has been recorded as the payment process in ongoing. The project, targeting 2.3 thousand beneficiaries, is on track. Number 18. Similarly, the Mangani Irrigation Well in Upper Kaiwa Ward, Kadhiani Sub-County, allocation 7 million, project cost 6.6 million 946,000, and the Kwa Committee Irrigation Well in Matungulu North, Matungulu Sub-County, allocation of 7.5 million, projects cost 7.5 million. I've recorded no expenditure to date, though both projects are on track with payment processes underway. The projects will benefit 1,100 and the project will benefit 1,100 and 1,400 residents respectively. Number 19, in Kola Ward, Kalama Sub-County, the Chamunyu River irrigation began on 6th May 2024 with an allocation of 12 million and a project cost 10,103,578 shillings. Actual expenditure in 7,277,460. The project is serving 900 residents and works are ongoing. Number 20. The Inyoni River irrigation well in Mutituni Ward, Machakos sub-count was allocated 8.5 million with a project cost of 8.5 million 710 shillings. Actual expenditure stands at 4.4 million 528,082 shillings. The project is set to benefit 1,900 residents and is on track with works continuing. Number 21, the Kaliela where in Muthesia Ward, Masinga sub-count, received an allocation of 9.5 million with a contract cost 8.6 million 502,002 shillings. Only 1.6 million 3,250 shillings as expended so far. The project is set to serve 800 beneficiaries and is ongoing. Number 22. In the Lower Kaiwa Yatta sub-county, the Kwaka survey were commenced on 6th June 2024. The budget allocation was 13 million, with a contract sum of 12 million 3,000. Sorry. The budget allocation was 13 million with a contract sum of 12 million. Actual expenditure is 7,475,840 shillings. The project intended to benefit 800 residents is on course. Number 23, the Vinu were in Mitaboni Ward, Kathiani sub-county, allocation 9 million. Project cost 8.9 million 697,000. Has not yet recorded expenditure, though the project is on track with the payment processing ongoing. It is expected to benefit 1,200 residents. Environmental services and supplies. Number 24. The count also undertook the provision of environment and social impact assessment and hydrological survey services for medium risk projects, which budget of 2.9 million. The project cost and actual expenditures stood at 1.1 million. The services are ongoing. In addition, the several countrywide supply and distribution initiatives were completed within May and June 2024. These include 1. The supply and distribution of fruit tree seedling valued of 9.4 million 900 the supply and distribution of fruit tree seedling valued at 9,495,000, targeting 1,800 households. Though complete payment is still processed. Number 2, the distribution of traditional food crop seeds, tubers, and vines at a cost of 13.9 million, benefiting 200 households. This project has been completed with full disbursement of funds. Number 3, the distribution of assorted tree seedlings worth 8.7 million, which has benefited 8,000 farmers. The project is fully complete and paid. Number 5, the supply of 1,206 solar lamps costing 14,832,000, which benefited 1,260 households. The project is complete and fully paid. Number 6, the distribution of 1,300 cooking stoves countywide, valued at 7,993,000, benefiting 3,000 households. This project is complete and fully paid. The provision of 9,706 hermetic grain storage bags at a cost of 23,424,000, benefiting 9,760 farmers. The project is complete and fully paid. Number 8, the distribution of 148 branded 10,000-liter double-layered plastic water tanks across the county, valued at 14,430,000. These have benefited 148 institutions, with the projects complete and fully paid. The key issue highlighted by the committee from the review of the Climate Change Resilience Investment CCRI program, the following issues were observed. 1. Incomplete irrigation project. Most projects were ongoing but had not yet achieved full financial absorption. 2. Cost variation. Certain projects recorded variation in contract sums, either exceeding or falling below the initial budget allocation. 3. Supply and distribution project. While projects involving the supply and distribution of seeds, solar labs, water tanks, and cooking stoves were successfully completed, delays were noted in the processing of payment. The committee requested the chief officer to respond on the matters arising from the report and consequently received a response on the same, which is highlighted below. Response from the department. Number 1, irrigation project. Most irrigation projects were ongoing but had not irrigation projects. Most irrigation projects were ongoing but had not yet achieved full financial absorption. This was largely due to delayed payment and the practice of making interim payment based on work completed. 2, cost variation. Some projects recorded cost variation with contract sum either exceeding or falling below the initial budget allocation. These were attributed to inflationary pressures, market price fractions, and in certain cases, design review. Number 3, supply and distribution project. Projects such as supply and distribution of seed, solar lamps, water tanks, and cooking stoves were successfully completed. However, there were delays in payment processing occasioned by delayed disbursement of funds. Number 28, the executive also provided documents showing the distribution of water tanks, cooking stoves, seedlings with beneficiaries and allocation. For the document, the committee observed as follows. Distribution of hermetic bags. Number 1, not all wards were incorporated in the distribution, and the criteria into which the distribution was done was not clear. Number 2, only a few beneficiaries, representatives were captured through sign-up sheets, raising concerns about the actual number and the identity of the beneficiaries. 3, the records only captured beneficiary, representatives, names, and national identity cards numbers without personal phones numbers, making it difficult to the committee to verify authenticity. 5, the actual cost of the hermetic bag were not indicated, raising concern over value of money. Distribution of solar lamps. 1, the sign-up sheet did not indicate the quantity of lamps allocated to be specific beneficiaries. 2, the department relied solely on ID for sign-off without including beneficiaries' phone contacts. Distribution of stoves. 1, some wards such as Kalama lacked complete beneficiary details. 2, the department recorded only ID instead of personal phones. Cost of stoves was not indicated. Distribution of water tanks. The department did not provide details, the criteria used to identify beneficiaries. 2, The cost of the tanks was not indicated. Committee observations. Honorable Speaker, the department was allocated a total budget of 335,400,000 for the financial year. Under review, this comprised of 182 million from the county contribution and 153,400,000 under the county climate change resilience. Upon review the expenditure report, the committee observed the recurrent expenditure accounted for only 10.65 million, representing about 3.2% of the total allocation. These funds were applied to training and capacity building for staff and ward climate change, committee hospitality in support of sensitization programs, participation in the National Climate Summit and specialized training sessions. The committee notes that these interventions were intended to strengthen institutional capacity and enhance the technical competence department officers and stakeholders. In contrast, development expenditure amounted to approximately 92.5 million, or 27.6% of the total budget. This went toward the construction of 12 irrigation wells across various wards, environmental and social impact assessment, hydrological surveys, and the distribution of seedlings, solar lamps, energy-saving stoves, hermetic storage bags, and water tanks. The committee observed that this initiative directly benefited households, institutions, and farmers, thereby enhancing climate resilience and supporting sustainable livelihood. However, despite the significant CCRI allocation, the considerable portion of funds remained unabsorbed or pending disbursement of the close of the financial year. This reflects delays in project implementation and payment processing, with hither timely realization of development outcome. Specific observations are as follows. Irrigation project. Irrigation initiative holds strong potential to transform local agriculture. However, several remain at interim stages. Projects such as Mwala and Inyoni river irrigation wells have experienced cost overruns, pointing to weakness in the cost estimating and financial controls. Financial management. Payment delay remain a recurring challenge. While a number of projects have been completed, all are progressing well. Contractors and suppliers continue to await disbursement, creating risk of stalling all slot implementation. Variation between contracts and actual expenditure are largely attributable to staged payment of ongoing work. Distribution project. Completed supply and distribution initiative, including seedlings, stoves, solar lamps, hermetic bags, and water tanks, have reached thousands of farmers and institutions with tangible contribution to climate resilience. However, the absence of comprehensive schedule of beneficiaries limits accountability and equitable distribution across ward. Impact reach. Overall, more than 40,000 individuals and institutions have directly benefited from CCRI interventions, underscoring the significant community coverage and impact. Monitoring and evaluation. Current monitoring and evaluation mechanisms are weak. Most irrigation projects are reported as on track without clear indications or measurable milestones, making it difficult to assess actual process. Committee recommendation. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends as follows. 1. improve and strengthen budget absorption. The department, in collaboration in the donor, FLOCA, should institute measures to enhance budget absorption and the county climate change resilience framework. Particular emphasis should be placed on ensuring the timely disbursement and utilization of funds, noting the delay experienced during the year were largely due to late disbursement by donor towards the close of the financial year. Number 2, enhance project implementation capacity. The department should address delays in project implementation by strengthening procurement, contract management, and monitoring system to ensure projects are completed within the timelines. Number 3, enhance financial control and planning. The cost overruns noted in some irrigation projects indicate weakness in cost estimation and financial controls. Stronger planning and feasibility assessment should be conducted before allocation to minimize budget variation. Ensure value for money. Value for money audits should be conducted, particularly for high-cost development projects, irrigation work, distribution of input, to confirm that physical progress and outcome match the allocated the disbursement funds, capacity building and capacity building and continuous training of staff and world climate change committees should be prioritized to strengthen technical expertise in climate change, adaptation and resilience. Completed supply and distribution initiative should be accompanied by sustainability measures such as training farmers and agronomic practices, ensuring proper use of solar lamps, and supporting institutions with water tank maintenance. Monitoring, evaluation, and oversight. 1, a monitoring evaluation framework should be established, incorporating clear milestones, periodic progress reports, and beneficiary feedback mechanism. 2, the county assembly should be recognized and involved as key stakeholder in project selection, monitoring, and oversight in line with its constitutional mandate. 3, standardized documentation should be adopted across all projects with records capturing fully beneficiary details, name, ID numbers, contacts, word, quantity received, and signatures. To ease verification audit, disclosure of actual unit costs for distributed items, e.g. hermetic bags, solar lamps, stoves, water tanks should be made to enhance accountability. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. That is very elaborate. Honorable Member, I now invite members to debate this motion. Honorable Amaida.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and the Honorable Chair and the Vice Chair. I'm a member of that committee, and Honorable Speaker, I just want to be very brief on this report. 3 key issues have come up once again that came up yesterday when I was presenting the report on the implementation report on the various projects. And Madam Speaker, I don't want to belabor so much because the report is self-explanatory. And there are 3 issues that are coming up. 1, Madam Speaker, untimely award to projects of projects to contractors. Madam Speaker, you've heard the project, the report. There is a time they are saying the contractor was awarded at almost towards the tail end of June, which means that the financial year was almost ending. And up to date, Madam Speaker, that project has never been completed. And we are not talking about 2024-2025 financial year, of which at the moment we are in 2025-2026. We are in 2022, we are talking about 2023-2024 financial year projects. And all what we are being told is that some of those projects, especially wares, are still ongoing, Madam Speaker. We need to ask ourselves, was there a need assessment before we started these wars? And Madam Speaker, if this contractor was given this job towards the tail end of June of 2023, the purpose of AWARE is to store water so that it can help the residents that have been mentioned in the report. But on the contrary, we are seeing from 2023 to date, that way is still ongoing. Is it serving the purpose? Madam Speaker, that is an outright no. A very big no. Because the budget for that financial year has already lapsed. And we have another financial year, 2023, 2024, 2025, that whose budget has already lapsed. So this leaves this house in a very awkward situation. And I can say this, Madam Speaker, I regrettably say I don't think I'm in the right committee. Because this committee knows how much we struggled to have the FLOCA and the donor-funded funds channeled to Machakos County Assembly, Machakos County Government. But the kind of reports that we are getting, Madam Speaker, are quite worrying, even to us as a committee. It beats no logic as to why we had to burn midnight oil to have the same given to the county government. Two, Madam Speaker, on the issue of the project financing, Madam Speaker, some of the amounts that are being said in this report are worrying. It seems like we are losing the value of 1 million shillings. If you compare county-funded projects vis-a-vis national government projects of the same magnitude, Madam Speaker, in terms of the deliverables, there's a very big difference. If you give, for example, the amount, 1 million shillings, I really need to know what is the value of 1 million shillings. Some of the wares that we are being told costed 7, 8 million, 9 million shillings. Madam Speaker, I want to give a practical example. We once did a site visit at a ware in Kalama and another ware in Kangundo, West East Ward. And I can confirm to you today, Madam Speaker, those wares, today as we speak, and they are allocated almost about 8 million shillings. They are not functional. They have already been washed away. So there's no value for money. So the amount of money that is being allocated to some of these projects, Madam Speaker, must be looked into. Otherwise, there might be a scheme that one day will hound people when they are out of office. And finally, Madam Speaker, the issue of payments is the elephant in the room. Madam Speaker, why do you procure and then you're not able to pay contractors? It means that we continue increasing our wage bill. And it is very unfortunate that the department is telling us services which were supposed to have ended on 30th of June 2024, to date have not even been cleared fully. They are still ongoing. That means our wage bill is increasing. So it is unfortunate that, Madam Speaker, this department is letting us down. And I can tell you, Madam Speaker, without any fear of contradiction, if this department does not check its operations, we stand to lose the donor funding monies. That I can tell you without any fear of contradiction, Madam Speaker. If this department does not go ahead and tell us and use the right figures to do the right jobs that are quantifiable, Madam Speaker, I can tell you, without any fear of contradiction, we are going to lose the donor funds. Madam Speaker, it is the same department that even reported to us. They planted trees through the climate change program worth 35 million shillings. Madam Speaker, members were here seated complaining and asking, the type of trees which were supplied by that department are the cheapest seedlings that you can afford in the market. And here the department comes us and tells us they have spent 35 million shillings. Madam Speaker, unless I'm losing value in terms of Kenyan money, 1 million is too much. And that 5 million translates to almost about 1 million tree seedlings in every ward. And with what was supplied in my ward, it cannot even account for even 50,000 shillings. So there leaves a lot of questions, and Madam Speaker, I want to ask of this House. If we are not going to be careful about this department, honorable members present here, we are going to lose the donor funding money, and it will be a very big blow to this county. And as a committee that we fought so much to have the works, the monies come to Machakos County. I support the report and its recommendations, and once it lands in my committee, Madam Speaker, I will do justice to it. Thank you.
Honorable Maida, as you sit and I can see the frustrations that are on your face concerning the department, I just urge the committee to oversight. That's the way to go. your committee, let it oversight the department of the executive. There's no other way we are going to get this value of money you're talking about. There's no other way we are going to check on these wage bills. There's no other way we are going to look at delays in payment other than through the committee that is supposed to oversight that particular department. So that's the thing. It's now it's us as an assembly who have failed. Okay? All right, let me have more contribution. Honorable Helen Detty, Honorable Mwanga.
Madam Speaker, I stand here to congratulate the committee for a well-articulated report, but the report is a bit disturbing, and especially when we listen to their recommendations where they are saying that they were, absorption rate, first of all, was very low. Secondly, there were delays in procurement. I do not understand why all those delays. Third, monies for capacity building of the staff who are supposed to execute the projects, only 10% was absorbed. I think it's the high time that the committee takes this department to task and ensure that they work for the benefit of the people of Machakos by ensuring that any money that is allocated is utilized on time. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Which point?
It's on. I'm sure it's about extension of
statement
time.
of facts.
Yeah.
The morning plenary, Madam Speaker, ends at 12:30.
Yeah.
We are at 12:20 something, and I was just urging caution that we keep our comments.
Okay.
And then we
so
continue,
that
because
we
also
are
want to
within
contribute.
time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Right. Then I will ask members who are contributing, take the shortest time possible so that we don't bypass our time. Honorable Mwanga.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Matthew. Yeah.
Madam Speaker, I want to start by thanking the Almighty God for restoring my health. There was a time I was weak and unsure whether I will be back to this assembly. Madam Speaker, I was in this assembly last on 6th, if I'm not wrong, of August. And that makes it 2 months from then. Madam Speaker, on the issue of the report which has been tabled, it is an eye-opener to the members of this assembly. And to some of us, this report is vindicating some of us who have been saying that this government is stealing from its people. Madam Speaker, I happened to visit the where in the Kaliala where in Muthesia Ward. That is on a day we had a public participation there. Madam Speaker, this where was allocated 9 million. And Madam Speaker, the width of the embankment of the weir, it is less than a meter. The length of the weir is less than 10 meters. And the depth is less than 4 meters. And it is taking away 9 million. Are we losing the value of our money? Madam Speaker, I think given 10 million or 9 million, I can do a lot, although I'm not an engineer. Madam Speaker, for the members who had an opportunity to come and see me when I was hailing, they passed through a vented drift, which I did myself, and it costed less than 8,000. But if it were to be costed, and Honorable, the members who visited me can attest, if it was to be costed by these county engineers, they would have given it over 5 million. Madam Speaker, this report, I want to say it again, it is vindicating some of us. This is pure theft by the Department of Water. Madam Speaker, the report which has been tabled, it is talking about a well in Lower Kaewa, and they are saying it is in Nyata sub-county. Madam Speaker, I think, yeah, it is not number 22. No, even if it is a typo, that is what has been tabled, and it was not raised. Madam Speaker, on the issue of cooking stops, I want to say, yes, they were disputed through all the wards, but I can attest, even today, the cooking stops which were given in Masinga, they are still in the store. They have not reached the beneficiaries. Madam Speaker, that is true. And the cooking stoves for Kiva Ward, they are stored at the Department of Education offices, which are not count offices. Madam Speaker, I know you have powers. You can send the committee or some members of staff to go and ascertain what I'm saying, whether it is true. And that year, we are getting a report that these cooking stops reached the beneficiaries. That is not true. Maybe in some wards, but in Masinga and Kiva, that is the situation. Madam Speaker, the report says there are no contacts of the beneficiaries. Why? So that the auditors cannot get the facts. Yes, that is what the report is saying. The report is saying there are no contacts. That is telephone numbers for the beneficiaries. That is what is in the report. I'm not cheating. It is what is in the report. Why? Why are the contacts not there? So that they can hide who were the beneficiaries, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think this report is a wake-up call to the members. Let's not just sit here and be rubber stamps to the executive. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Matthew Ndunda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Matthew Ndunda, Kanguno North Ward. Thank you, Vice Chair Environment. You have executed the report very well, and indeed it was well. However, I was shocked as matters of Kanguno North, Kawauni, where the where was allocated 9 million. Madam Speaker, if you dare to go to that place, I'm so disappointed. Already the where, there is no water. I hear the beneficiaries are over 3,000, but indeed, that is a nightmare. Because, in fact, I tried to reach to the place, but if you try to see where the 9 million are, you ask yourself, is it a nightmare or is it real? So it was my concern, if possible, the committee try and visit the place, that is Kawauni, place called Kwamwilile, and confirm through the chair, through the vice chair, through the members, and at least ascertain if really the 9 million being mentioned in the paperwork is on the ground. I rest my case.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Let's give Honorable Majority and give you Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I don't regret to be a member of that committee. Mheshimiwa Maitha says he regrets to be a member of that committee. Maybe he's inviting the chair of the selection committee to, let me not finish. I want to recommend the committee for a detailed report, and I think that is why members are able to react the way they are reacting. I'm also happy that members are raising very specific questions in regard especially to the awards. But we cannot condemn the whole program, the FLOCA program, in wholesome. There have been a lot of success stories from the FLOCA program, and that is why the program itself, through their external auditor, is it called KMPG, ranked Machakos as among the best performing in terms of utilization of the FLOCA funds and even absorption. But that's not to say that we are the perfect county. There's still room for improvement. I even want to suggest that this assembly, and especially the members of the Environment Committee, that we be involved more in terms of how to expedite the fund. Number two, one of the challenges we notice is the donor funding is very much delayed. And some of us who have executed donor funding is, you match a donor funding. If they bring 10%, you do your prorated if it is 1%. So the delays in terms of procurement, the delays in terms of payment of bills has not only been occasioned by the part of the government, but also on the delays by the donor in releasing the fund. I wish we had a lot of time on this report. I can see, Madam Speaker, you're looking at your clock. But overall, I think the utilization and the value for money for the FLOCA fund is highly appreciated by the people of Machakos. I hear, Mheshimiwa Dominic, when you signal that we might lose the donor funding, but I will tell you this: these are conditional grants. You meet so many conditions before you get the amounts, and in that case, Machakos County government has been able to meet so many of these conditions. We have seen a lot of counties fall on the way, that you have not reached this stage and they have not been able to access the money. I am confident in the coming years, because of our performance in this program, we are going to access even more funding. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Our time is up, but I would request, can we continue with this debate next week? We can continue with the debate. Yeah, because time is up. I still have the member to and also the mover to respond. Why don't you?
Speaker, the reason is why it's like you've read my mind.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, this is a very critical report.
Okay.
And if 3 or 4 members have already raised issues on this report, it is not a must that we must dispense this business today. We need other members to come and air their views on what has been mentioned in the report. Is it the actual situation on the ground? And that's why I seek to have this report weedified so that we can have continuation of debate next week, Madam Speaker, so that we can dispense it completely. And as a finalist, I want to tell the majority leader, I have no regrets even to be a member, to be out of the Environment Committee. If it's not delivering, I don't regret. Because being in a committee that is bringing reports of this nature, I don't regret at all, Madam Speaker. And finally, there's a saying that when a blind, you are working on groundness for a blind man, you have to keep on whistling so that the blind man doesn't know that you are eating his or peanuts. I submit.
Honorable members, we are going to continue with this debate next week because it seems that there are more issues coming up. So we are not going to put the question, and we are not going to respond to the mover is not going to respond today. So the matter is deferred to proceed in our next meeting next week. Thank you, honorable members.
Madam Speaker, though I don't know whether I will be in order, Madam Speaker, I know you are making a ruling that we are adjourning and coming again at 2:30. And Madam Speaker, today is a big day for the major parties of this assembly. Madam Speaker, in the afternoon, I know major parties will be presenting their candidates at high EBC offices, and we may find ourselves having no quorum. I'm seeking your indulgence. You can invoke standing order number 1 and give a direction on that so that we may have no embarrassment in the afternoon for lack of quorum. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, it becomes very disgusting when a ranking member of this assembly, who served as a majority leader, to introduce such a topic which is totally out of order of this house. It is not the business of this assembly to know what is being presented where or what. We already have elected members of this assembly. Those who will come and find us moved to the next level. It is totally out of order. And I think, Madam Speaker, ranking members should serve as an example, even to newcomers, so that they can learn, because I don't expect that from him.
Thank you. Honorable members, we are out of time. The House adjourns to Wednesday, 8th of October, 2025 at 2:30.